Chapter 4. The Wolf's Quest for Revenge. After his utterly humiliating encounter with Percy, the big bad wolf slunk home, his ego bruised more than a banana left in a sun-baked picnic basket. With his tail tucked between his legs and his pride shattered like glass on a dance floor, he grumbled to himself as he padded along the cobbled streets of downtown Woods. "What's a wolf got to do to get a decent meal around here?" he muttered, his voice dripping with frustration. "I'm the big bad wolf. I should be feared, not laughed at like some overgrown puppy." As he trudged along, the wolf concocted a plan that was more convoluted than a maze designed by a particularly mischievous mouse. "I'll show Percy. I'll target his sister, Petunia. If I can get her to cower in fear, then I'll be back on my throne as the king of the woods." His eyes gleamed with determination, resembling a cartoon villain plotting his next move. Meanwhile, in the virtual world of social media, Percy had unknowingly set off a viral sensation. "Check out this video of the big bad wolf's epic fail," he squealed, posting the footage of the wolf's unfortunate tumble on his social media account. The video spread like wildfire, garnering likes and shares from every creature in downtown Woods. It was a spectacle that had the entire community laughing, with hashtags like #wolffails and #epicpigvictory trending faster than a pig in flight. Unbeknownst to Percy, the wolf, now the unwitting star of an internet sensation, was seething with rage as he scrolled through the comments. "Look at that clumsy wolf. What a joke," one squirrel typed. "He couldn't catch a cold, let alone a pig," chortled another. The wolf's fur bristled at the insults, his embarrassment now turned into a burning desire for revenge. "I'll show them," he growled, his eyes narrowing like slits. "These pigs will rue the day they laughed at me." With a newfound focus, the wolf began plotting his next move, targeting Petunia, who was known for her sensible nature and her exceptional gardening skills. "That pig thinks she can outsmart me with her plants. I'll have her scurrying like a beetle at a picnic," he cackled, rubbing his paws together with glee. Meanwhile, Petunia was blissfully unaware of the chaos brewing on the other side of the woods. She was busy tending to her garden, her flowers blooming like a riot of colours in the spring. "Oh, my sweet daisies, how you shine!" she cooed, her heart full of joy. She had a knack for nurturing life, and her green thumb was known far and wide, but she also had a sharp mind, one that was as keen as a hawk's gaze. As the wolf approached her quaint little home, he noticed that Petunia had set up an array of peculiar traps around her garden. "What in the name of all that is piggy is this?" he exclaimed, scratching his head. There were brightly coloured signs that read, "Beware of tricks," and a series of cleverly disguised nets that seemed to sway in the breeze, waiting for an unsuspecting creature to wander too close. With a mischievous grin, the wolf approached cautiously, determined to outsmart Petunia. "She may have her silly traps, but I am the big bad wolf. I'll use my cunning to turn the tables." He tiptoed around the perimeter, but Petunia was watching from her window, a smirk of amusement playing on her lips. "Oh, dear wolf, you really should have learned your lesson by now." Just as he thought he was getting the upper hand, the wolf stumbled over a cleverly hidden watering can, sending him tumbling forward into a patch of marigolds. "Ah, my beautiful flowers!" Petunia squealed, rushing outside. "You clumsy oaf! Did you think you could just waltz in here and wreak havoc?" The wolf, covered in marigold petals like a garish floral costume, scrambled to his feet, trying to regain his composure. I come in peace," he stammered, desperately trying to appear dignified. "I'm just here to, borrow some herbs." Petunia raised an eyebrow, her hands on her hips, the very image of a pig who was not to be trifled with. "Oh, really? Borrowing herbs? Is that what they're calling it these days?" She chuckled, her laughter ringing through the air like the sweetest chime. "You're not fooling anyone, wolf. You think you can just stroll into my garden and munch on my lovely flowers?" The wolf, realizing he was in deep trouble, attempted to charm her with flattery. "But your garden is the most beautiful I've ever seen. I was hoping for a taste of your exquisite flowers." His voice dripped with sugary sweetness, but Petunia was having none of it. "Nice try, but I've heard better lines from a fox trying to sell me a used car," she quipped, her eyes sparkling with mischief. "And I've set these traps for a reason, you know. You're not the first wolf to come sniffing around, and I won't let you ruin my hard work." With a swift motion, Petunia activated one of her hidden traps, and a net came crashing down over the wolf, ensnaring him like a fish caught in a net. "Oh, what a tangled web we weave," she declared, her laughter echoing through the garden as the wolf flailed helplessly, his pride once again in tatters. "Let me out, this is undignified," he yelped, his voice tinged with embarrassment. Petunia approached with a triumphant grin, hands on her hips, clearly relishing the moment. "You've underestimated me, Wolf. You thought you could outsmart a pig with a green thumb. Think again." As she freed him from the net, she gave him a stern warning. "You may be the big bad wolf, but in this garden, I'm the queen. Now skedaddle before I unleash my pet hedgehog, Spiky." The wolf, realizing he had met his match, retreated with his tail between his legs, muttering about how he would return one day to redeem himself. "I won't forget this, Petunia. You may have won today, but I shall return, more cunning than ever." He howled dramatically, but even he knew the truth. He had been outsmarted again. As he made his way home, a thought struck him. "At least I'll be famous now," he mused, recalling the viral video. "Maybe I should embrace my new image as the clumsy wolf. I could start a trend." And with a begrudging chuckle, he pondered the strange turn of events that had led him from the ultimate predator to an online sensation. Meanwhile, Petunia returned to her garden, shaking her head with a laugh. "Another day, another wolf thwarted. I must say this pig life is rather exhilarating." And as the moon shone brightly over downtown woods, the tale of the big bad wolf continued, filled with twists, turns, and a hefty dose of hilarity that would surely be recounted for generations to come.
Diamond stories where birds ignite. From reports to diaries, our stories take flight. With vocabulary gems and plots so grand, we'll transport you to worlds across every land. Get ready to listen to stories to ignite your imagination, where each story